So here we go. Here we go. So now, the Lord sanctifies. Then Jehovah Shalom, the Lord is peace. Judges 6:23. You got to remember in Judges, here's Judges. Judges is a big cycle. God delivers them. They get happy. They forget about God. They go into bondage. They cry out to God. God delivers. They get happy. They forget God. They go into bondage. God raises up a deliverer, a judge. He delivers them. Then he dies. And then here it goes again. It's just a great big old circle. Doesn't that sound familiar today? God, if you'll deliver us, or we need your help, then he helps us. And then after he helps us, who? God, what was that I said? I'm not sure I said that. Did I really say I was going to serve you if you delivered me? Did I say that? You know, and so that's what it's going to do. But they were needing some peace, and so God says that he's the Lord of peace. Shalom means complete peace. It means peace mentally, peace spiritually, peace emotionally. It's a heavy duty. Shalom is not just peace, dude. No. When a Jew comes up to you and says shalom, it means I pray that God blesses you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, any way you can be touched. I pray that God will bless you. If somebody comes up to you and says shalom, even if they don't even realize what they're saying, you say, God, I accept that spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. God, I want your peace. Because when all these are in order, you got peace. When everything's together, you got peace. So here we go. Let's keep on going because I don't want to keep too much longer. Jehovah Sabaoth, okay, the Lord of hosts. Year after year, the men went up from his town to worship and sacrifice to the Lord Almighty at Shiloh, where Hophni and Phinehas, the two sons of Eli, were the priests of the Lord. Sacrifice to the Lord Almighty. That just means that he's the God of angels' armies. Talked about it Sunday when I read. There's certain scriptures, if you read it from the New Living Translation or you read it from the Message, and sometimes even if you read it from other things, it'll say, instead of Lord Almighty, sometimes it just says, the Lord of the angels' armies. Okay, the Lord of hosts. When you see the Lord of angels' armies, and there's a Chris Tomlin song we sing. It's talking about the Lord of hosts. The Lord of angels' armies. Okay? So now, Jehovah Ra, the Lord is my shepherd. Now, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And again, he goes right down, I'm not going to go through it, but Psalm 23 is all the things you're not going to have to go without. God will take care of it. Each verse has a different thing. It's like saying, I am the bread of life. You're not going to be hungry because I am the bread of life. You're not going to have to walk in darkness because I am the light. You're not going to have to walk in lies because I am the truth. And so the same way in Psalm 23. Then Jehovah Tiskanu, the Lord our righteousness. Here's where I really wanted to dwell for just a minute before we leave. And I want you to, if you're taking notes, you might want to take this down because some people aren't going to believe you when you tell it, and they're going to think you've lost your mind, and you just give them my number. All right? Somebody calls me up and says, one of your people were telling me this, and I think they've lost their mind. I'm going to go, no, and I'll just back you up. Jehovah Tiskanu, the Lord our righteousness. In his days, Judah will be saved, and Israel will live in safety. This is the name by which he will be called the Lord our righteousness. Now, the Bible tells us that none are righteous, no, not one. So our righteousness is in the blood of Jesus Christ. Okay? That's it. Now, here's what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting, and I've taught this before, but it's been a long time ago. Isaiah 64:6. Isaiah 64:6 says, our righteousness is as filthy rags. Now let me explain filthy rags to you. Filthy rags, there's two categories, or two things it speaks of. And if you look it up in the Hebrew, and especially if you've got some heavy duty Old Testament scholars, they'll back this up too. The Lord our righteousness, our righteousness is filthy rags. First off, whenever lepers came into a city, especially in Jerusalem, there was rags. They were on the gates. And before they could come in, they had to wipe their diseased self on these rags. So you think about all that pus and all that stuff, and they wiped their hands and they wiped themselves on these filthy rags. They're filthy rags. God says our righteousness in leprosy is considered sin. Think about somebody that's wiped all that disease and wiped all that pus and wiped all that stuff on those rags. And he compares our righteousness to those rags. Wow. Our self-righteousness. His righteousness is glorious. Our righteousness, no matter, you can never do enough to make yourself righteous. All right, then, get ready. Here's number 2. If it's not bad enough to think about, so a leper wiping himself, and can you see his hands falling off? Or his arms gone, and it's just the nub there with that stuff, and he's wiped all that stuff, and Isaiah says, that's your righteousness. Wow. That's what it's like in comparison. Second's even worse than that. Back in the day, they did not have Procter & Gamble to make feminine protection. They took the towels or took whatever they had, and they tore it up, and they used them. And what they would do is, when a lady was on her menstrual cycle, she used these rags. And I know some people say, where's that supposed to got to do with the Bible? It's got a lot to do with the Bible, because this is what it's talking about. All right? You take that rag, that filthy rag, and they would actually take it and throw it out of the wagon and discard it and be on the side of the road. And it would stink. And there'd be flies. And buzzards would mess with it. And other animals. And God says our self-righteousness is as nasty as those rags on the side of the road. So, let me ask you a question. Do we want to get to heaven with our own righteousness? Number 1, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Number 2, when God compares my self-righteousness to what a leper is wiped off, or to a menstrual cloth thrown off and discarded on the side of the road, then who am I to think I'm anybody without the blood of Jesus? Yes, so now, I'm to be good. God gives us, God tells us to be, and He tells us to be righteous. God tells us that we are to live holy before Him. But remember, to live holy before Him is to put Him first. Is this pleasing you? I'm to not just put Him first, but to please Him. There's a difference in putting Him first and pleasing Him first. Putting Him first means I might do it, but I've got a bad attitude about it. You know, Mama say, you're not going outside and you clean your room. When I was little, and sometimes I'd take it and slide up under the bed, or find some place to hide it. And so, look, Mama, the room's clean. And I wasn't trying to please, I was just trying to do that so I could get outside. But if I really wanted to please Mama, I'd make up my bed, and I'd put the stuff up where it belonged, and I took care of it, and I had a good attitude about it. How many used to like doing homework? I'm doing it again. I don't like it. Okay? But you know what? If I just do a get by, then I'm just actually I'm doing it. I'm putting homework first, but I'm not pleasing the professor. So I'm not engaging. I'm just doing something to get by.
I went to school with some guys. We were all on GI Bill, and some of them, the money was good, but I told myself, if I'm going to go to all the trouble, go to school, take the government's money, I'm going to do my best. Some of them guys,
they're just there for the money.
This one squeak by.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Squeak by.
I've seen some guys do that. Well, again, am I trying to just look? So remember, there's a difference in putting God first and pleasing God first. There's a big difference. One is an action, one is an attitude. So my attitude's backed by my action? If they are, then I'm sanctified holy before God. But if my actions are not backed by my attitude, then guess what's getting ready to happen? There's some filthy rags going on.
What is sanctimonious to you?
I mean, like somebody's sanctimonious, that's self-righteous.
Okay.
Let's hear it, Clint.
Just right now.
What is that?
Hillary Clinton.
So again, that the sanctimonious, they're following rules, and again, attitude, action. The action has to be there, but the action without the attitude becomes filthy rags. But the action with the attitude becomes a sweet smelling savor up to the Lord. He smells it, He blesses us for it. Wow. That's why it says some of your works, when you get up there, you're going to make it. You're going to make it, but some of your works are going to burn behind you because it's going to be tried by fire. Okay? So all those that I did, the action without the attitude, yeah. So here we go. That's right. So what we're going to do is, God, I want to please you. I got to please you.